you ever felt like your dreams are slipping away because there's not enough time in the day? Or you feel like you just cannot accomplish what it is that you want to achieve? In today's video, I am going to share with you the concept of the 12-week year. You've probably heard it before. You may well have read the book about the 12-week year, and I'm going to be sharing with you what the concept is behind that book. For those of you that don't know about the book, this is the book, The 12-Week Year, written by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. And this book has been around for a number of years now, and it's a concept that, no disrespect to the authors, but it's not a new concept. And when you think about the fact that the world generally runs in a time frame of seasons anyway and quarters anyway, it kind of is a no-brainer to actually use this kind of system when it comes to achieving your goals, building your dreams, and doing what it is that you say that you want to do. Now, the reason why I love this system is because when you think about setting goals at the beginning of the year, let's say, which is generally what a lot of people do, they have that whole January the 1st, new year, new me, reset, rebranding, all that kind of stuff going on straight after Christmas as soon as we roll into the new year. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a concept that can work for some people, has worked for some people, but generally what you find is by the time they get to, I'll say middle of January, some people even before, some people a little bit after, they find that they've fallen off the wagon. So the habits that they were trying to create, the effort and energy they were putting into that whole new me, new year, reset vibe and hype that we get at the beginning of the year has plummeted. And it's just human nature. It's the way that we are wired, because if anything was easy to achieve, we would all be doing it. And we wouldn't need books like this helping us, giving us a guiding hand, giving us a step-by-step system, as in to help us to achieve what it is that we say we want to achieve. One of the reasons why people don't achieve their goals is because of lack of discipline. We struggle to stick to the things that we say we want to do. If you are anything like me and you really want to make the changes that you want to make, you really want to see a difference in your life this year, the 12-week year concept is a great one. Generally, you can start it at any time. The beginning of the year is always a great time. Obviously January, February, March, then rolling into April, May, June. But you can start this February, March, April. Really, you can start it whenever you want. But the whole 90-day outlook on achieving and accomplishing your goal helps when it comes to breaking down what it is that you need to do in your daily habits and your daily steps that you need to take in order to achieve these goals. Because we can talk about the whole 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, but that's still quite vast. 90 days is still quite a long time. So it's what you do daily. It's those daily steps. It's those daily habits that are the thing that is going to help you change your life and set up those habits that you need in order for you to finally tick off your list the goal that you've been rolling over from year to year to year. So I'm basically going to break the book down into 5 steps and 5 tips and 5 takeaways that I'd like to share with you today. And tip 1 is to embrace the 12-week year mindset. So instead of looking at a year as in 12 months or 52 weeks, we are now breaking it down to a year is 12 weeks. We're shortening the year so that it helps you to start taking those steps and basically to start getting some momentum going, to start getting some movement towards what it is that you want to do. And by breaking it down into a small amount, you'll start to realize that each week matters. You know, there's no long-sighted view of, okay, well, I can do it next month, I can do it in 6 months. No, each week counts, just like every day counts, because a year has now been compressed into those 12 weeks. That every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. But every minute even makes a difference, because we have now shortened the whole process down to 12 weeks instead of 52 weeks. So the first tip really is to embrace that mindset, embrace that concept that it's not that things are going to speed up, but you're going to get more laser focused on what it is that you need to do and the steps that you need to take each and every day, in order that by the end of the year, the 12 weeks, the 12-week year, you will have accomplished what it is that you say you want to do. So what you have to do is you have to shift from Sunday thinking to daily execution. You have to execute every day on your goal, because you have less time in order to achieve that goal than you would have had normally. And urgency drives progress. So focus on acting in the moment while staying aligned with your vision. Tip number 2, the book talks about master your time with performance blocks. So the key behind this is that strategic use of time means that you will achieve more. It makes your dreams more achievable. So in the book, they have 3 blocks. The first one is a strategic block. This is setting time aside in your day and in your week where you focus on those high value, high impact activities that have to get done. And they suggest that generally most people only need to do this once in the week, but you've set aside 3 hours in your week to focus fully and go full in on those things that matter the most. Block number 2 is buffer blocks, which talks about those tasks that are a little bit less important, a little bit less unplanned. So I don't know, it could be answering various emails, having various meetings, those things that are not as important as those high level, high value tasks and activities that you must get done. And then number 3 is breakout blocks, which is about 3 hours or more where it's your time spent to rejuvenate, it's your time spent doing the things that you enjoy doing and the things that support you as a person, support you as a human being. So the action step is that you need to map out and schedule these time blocks into your diary. Don't just go on a whim and say, okay, well, I'll figure it out as the week goes. No, you have to actually map them out and schedule them, make sure that they're in the diary so that you give them the attention that they need. And what you're really trying to do is to protect your time so that you can focus on what truly matters, because you don't want your time being spent on tasks and activities that really are not pushing you forward into the direction that you want to go in. Tip number 3 is to track progress and use data. And there's a quote that he says in the book, that they say in the book, that made me smile. It said, "In God we trust, all other things must bring data," by W. Edwards Deming. And I thought that was fantastic. As somebody who is not data driven, I'm trying to improve. I'm not the best, but I thought that was a really good quote. So what it's saying here is that you have to measure results. It's important, even if you're like me, where you are not really fully analytical, you're not really that left brain person, you're more that right brain creative, and you don't really want the numbers just like, whatever, yada, yada, yada. You have to focus on those numbers, because how do you measure anything if you don't know if it's been successful or not? So you need to see where the success is lying and where it's failing in order to make those tweaks. And it just helps you to adjust the strategy when you see where the issue lies. So for instance, if you're filming a video and you find that there's a certain point where people are dropping off in the video, or there's a point where interest peaks really high, then you can look and see, something didn't resonate over here, but something resonated over here. So you know where you can add and take away extra elements of things in order to, second time around, do better and be better. So you should set up a weekly review process every Monday morning to review what happened the week before, to look at that data to see where changes need to be made for the coming week. Data keeps you anchored in reality and helps to adjust for success. It is so crucial. It's Again, as I say, for left brain people like myself, it's one of the hardest parts to do, but it's one of the most important elements of success. Tip number 4 is to find your strengths and your unique capabilities. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to align your actions with what you do best, because we're not good at everything. We're not called to be good at everything. We don't have the skills and the gift to be all things to all people. And you have to hone in on what are your strengths, where are you strong, and it's generally in the areas that just come easy to you. A lot of people struggle to actually understand that and actually figure out, what am I good at, what am I supposed to be doing? And it's generally in the area that is like a no-brainer, easy, simple thing that you can do without even thinking about it. You can just do it off the bat, and to you, it might not feel like it's anything major, but that is where your gift and your talent and your skills lie. So you have to hone into that and really work on that, because strengths are the foundation of success. So you need to identify your strengths, what you were good at doing, incorporate that into your 12-week year plan. And anything that you struggle with, anything that is not easy for you, or anything that you don't enjoy doing, delegate that to somebody else. Let them do it. They probably enjoy it. They probably love it. It's their thing, it's their go-to, and it's what makes them sing, and it's an absolute breeze for them. So focus in on where are you strong. You could be brilliant on camera, you could be brilliant on stage, you could be great on computers, and do that. Tip number 5. Build accountability and community. Peer support amplifies focus and execution. The people that you have around you make a huge difference to the level of your success. So it's suggesting that you hold weekly accountability meetings, generally on a Monday morning, 15 minutes per person, a small group of people, maybe 3-4 people, 15 minutes per person, where they go through what their successes are, what their failures are, what they're working on, and they share with the group the things that they are winning at and the things that they are struggling with. The book says you are 7 times more likely to succeed and be successful with the right support system around you. And I truly believe that. I think having the right people and the right circle of friends that are all striving to do better, striving to move forward, makes a massive difference. So find your accountability partners and incorporate that into your weekly schedule. I hope that that's just giving you a few pointers from the book. There's way more in there. I'm just summarizing some of the parts that I've learned, and I'll be utilizing those myself in order to achieve my goals over that 12-week year, because it's about clarity, focus, and most importantly, execution. We all know what we need to do. It's being able to do it. That is the key. That's the area. That's the bit. That is the bit that people struggle with the most. It's that execution of the goals. So I would love to hear what dream you are working on, because I would love to support you. I would love to help you. I would love to pray for you. I'm going to leave a link down below of a free guide that you can use to help you when it comes to building your dreams. You can go and grab it. It doesn't cost anything. Just opt in and go and grab it. And yeah, I think I believe that you have everything inside of you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. I just think that the mindset, the discipline, forming the habits, having the right people, and stopping the overwhelm is the key, And by doing that, and to do that, you have to look at the smaller, the big picture, but also the smaller picture. It's those daily habits, it's those daily steps. You just need to take the next step to what it is that you want to do, the next small step. And once you do that, momentum will build. It will just keep building and building and building. All of a sudden, you're kind of halfway there. You're on the journey. You're already halfway there to what it is that you want to do. So yeah, I wanted to share that, because that's the concept that I'm going to be using this year going forward. And it's not going to be easy, and we may fall off at some point. It's not going to be plain sailing for the whole year, but it's when you fall off, what do? You've already got the tools and the strategies and the know-how to know, okay, today wasn't a great day. tomorrow I'll do better, or this week wasn't a great week, next week I'll do better. So yeah, I hope that that has helped you. Leave me a comment down below. What are you working on? I would love to know. And as women, you know, as women of our age, time is precious, ladies. Time is precious. We don't have all day to achieve these goals, and there are people waiting on us as well to achieve them. So go out there, do what you need to do. I'm here to support you. Anything that you need, let's do it together. We're a community, so let's build this together, and let's go and build our dreams together.